So my name is Soledad. I'm 42 years old. I've been incarcerated for about 22 years now. I'm a participant in Wileys Wish, a rescue dog program, and I'm just a participant. I've been in the program for about six months, since December. Great program. The best. It's like we look at this program as a rehabilitation program because it does do that for us. I see it in my coworkers, I see it myself. That's what it is, rehabilitation program. We're kind of taking this program right now on a voluntary basis, but most of us in here have other assignments. I'm assigned to the culinary. I'm a clerk in there, and I just recently completed other programs on it's called CGA, Criminals and Gang Members Anonymous. That's a self-help program. It's a peer-to-peer program, kind of. And no education right now. I just finished my associate. I did this kind of programs in another institution, so I know I have a passion for it. More than learning a trade is I already knew the trade, but I wanted to be able to do something for someone, and not only for myself. Now, for me, 22 years in prison is enough. I've taken enough from the system. Now I want to be able to give back. And this program provides that kind of opportunity where I didn't know, when I joined the program, I didn't know what kind of program it was, which is known as a rescue dog program. And I was immediately interested. I said, that's what I want to do. I know how to do that. And I didn't know that it was only rescuing dogs from a shelter. And then until I have my interview, then they say, yeah, we rescue dogs for a shelter and we rehabilitate the dog and then we send them to a home, we find a place for them. But then they also share with me that some of the dogs, they meet their criteria, they can also be service dogs. So I raised my hand and said, me, that's me right there. And because I know how, like the positive impacts that has in the community that I harmed when I was free. So it's my way of making amends. It's work hard, work really hard. And for 6 months to a year, whatever time it takes to train a dog and then send them out to the community to be of service to somebody, that's one of the best ways I've found here to make amends. It helps me be more aware of my surroundings, be more aware of my emotions. I have to constantly do a lot of emotional regulation. There's a lot of people here, sometimes we don't pay attention to them and we don't have to interact with them when we don't want to. But when you have a dog, then a lot of people comes around you. And some of them, they're not the nicest people. Sometimes their approach is kind of rude. And I have to be like aware of where I'm at and my emotions at the moment, like, hey, excuse me, you're in my little bubble, please. And I have to respond in a nice way because I don't want my emotions, like if I'm having a negative emotion, to affect the dog that I'm with. So I share that with my coworkers. Please, your most important thing is take care of the dog. If somebody's being rude or disrespectful or sometimes antagonizing the dog, please protect the dog. Please focus on your dog. Remove your dog. Do not engage with the person. And that is something that when I was in Donovan doing this kind of program and the service dog program, that was something I would stop to do. And then I kind of didn't have to use it because I was not in the dog program no more here for 2 or 3 years. Coming back to the program, I have to remind myself of those things and then remind other people that didn't have that kind of experience. Please control your emotions. Please do not respond with aggression when somebody's being rude. And maybe that's the way that we have to, not only that we have to do, maybe not only when we're with the dog, but we're by ourselves and we find that somebody's being rude, be nice. Be cool. My experience here, I've seen a lot of people that are hurting. I see a lot of people that didn't, I don't know, where they were brought up. A lot of times, yes, we made our choices. Yes, we made really bad choices, horrible choices. I'm here for murder. I was a gang member at the age of 17. By the age of 20, I murdered a person who I thought was my enemy. I think there was a lot of things in society that contributed to that. The decision at the end of the day was mine, but there was a lot of things that contributed to it that nobody looks at it. And there's a lot of people here that grew up maybe in a worse neighborhood than I did. And I can see their pain. I can see everybody's in pain in here. I mean, a lot of people, they feel bad if you ask them, what did you do? And if they can share that with you, then you can see that they're in pain and they're in need of healing. And that's like something like the kind of healing that we're trying to give to these dogs that they have severe traumas of abandonment, of abuse. Well, guess what? We went through that. We're not trying to blame that on those things because we grew up to be grown men. That's why we're in prison. But we are human beings who have traumas, who are taking these programs to try to find answers. And not everybody's bad. Not everybody's bad. I've seen it. I've seen grown men cry and talk about how much they love their mom, their kids, and how much they want a good life for their family and for themselves. They just don't know how. And this program coming to this institution is a great thing because for me, it lets us know somebody cares about you. Somebody cares about me. Somebody wants me to be better. Somebody wants me to learn a trade. Somebody wants me to learn about other people, about myself. Somebody wants me to help, to be a part of a problem that is out there in the community, whether it be abandoning dogs and just throwing them in shelters, not caring about them, and these dogs that don't deserve that. So Wileys Wish helps dogs. Wileys Wish cares about their community, and because they do, then they come to institutions to help the incarcerated, so that we learn something here, and then when we go outside, then we can be more productive members of the community. We are aware about the social issues that are going on out there, and we get university kind of education or certification that we're getting here. It comes from the University of Colorado, and that's a big deal. So we get a lot out of this organization that is kind enough to come to us, and I tell my coworkers, this organization can easily find volunteers on the streets. There's a lot of kind human beings on the streets that will take in dogs to foster them if they don't have any room for them. But they're going above and beyond that, and they say, we want to go to the institutions and we want to help people in there because these people are coming out to our communities, and we want these people maybe to continue, if not take it as a business, but take it as a voluntary basis. And the people here, they're interested, they're all in for that. They understand the dog training is not just about hanging out with the dog and petting the dog and playing with the dog. It's more than that. We have to teach these dogs things that maybe we need them ourselves. And we have to spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, and we have to be able to communicate with one another as to what the plan is for this dog, and then stick to the plan. And when somebody's not following the plan, address it to that person, and that person better be able to know how to handle it when another man is telling them what to do. And that's exactly what we do here. We tell each other what to do, and we say it in the most kind and respectful way and the most compassionate way, because we understand that we all have traumas, and if we're trying to heal a dog, we have to kind of, in the same line, heal ourselves from our traumas.